In this video we're going to talk about caps. I was reading in Facebook that a few people that were having trouble to stitch on a hard structure cap on the Redline, and immediately I grab a machine from the warehouse and I start running some tests to see if I can recommend adjustments to the machine in order to be more successful with the hard structure cap. I think I found something that you can do to your machine in order to be more successful with the hard structure cap. Well, first, I see some pictures some customers sometimes send us and they don't replace the needle plate. It's very important to replace your needle plate. We got two needle plates. One it's a little taller, got a little bubble right here that helps eliminate the gap between the cap and the needle plate. Basically, the problem is the gap. All the gap that you have between the cap and the needle plate, that is the main issue, and that is what causing needle breaks and a lot of problems with when you're stitching a cap. We are trying to eliminate that gap as much as we can. Other thing that I did is I remove this piece. This goes right here. I removed this because I believe that, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, but I believe that this is putting resistance to the cap, and the more resistance the fabric has, the more trouble has the needle to penetrate. Okay, so for some cups it will work just fine, and some others simply it won't work. So I remove this piece. It's only 4 screws. From the inside right there are the holes. So just remove this thing to see if this will help a little bit with your cap, so it can be more freely inside the ring. Unfortunately, this posts, I don't know how to call them, I cannot remove those because those includes a rail or like a bearing inside that helps rotate the ring, so I can't remove these two, but just by removing this it helped me a lot with my testing. And another recommendation that I will do is check your 4 screws right there. You've got 4 screws. Make sure to loosen those screws and low the cap ring as much as you can, so you can eliminate gap right here. Okay, loosen those 4 screws, pull the ring down and tighten them up, so as much as you can. Look mine how it is. So the screws are all the way up, and that also will help eliminate gap right here. Now in this particular machine, I did this adjustment and I had some gap there, and I did something else that I want to show you, just in the case if your machine has that gap. I'm going to show you how you can eliminate more gap just by adding a few washers to this rail right here. Let me just take the cap driver off and let me show you what I did. Okay, underneath the arm we have a rail. Here's the rail. As you can see here, you got 4 screws that attach that rail to the arm of the machine. Now that rail, it's to stabilize the ring of the cap driver. Now the only way to low that rail, actually we don't need to low that rail much, it's just like a 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter makes a huge difference on the cap driver when it's on the machine. That millimeter, it will be day and night. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 washers right here in order to low that rail 1 millimeter. That's all what we need. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So first we need to remove the rail. Ooh. Okay, here's the rail, and what I'm going to do is on the last screw, I'm going to put one washer right there, and I'm going to place back, oops, okay, I put a washer there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place back the rail, like this, and then I'm going to put the other washer in the front. Okay, right now we only have two screws holding the rail. One in the front. You can see there. You can see my space. It's loading that separation between the rail and the arm. But trust me, this will do a big difference. Show you, there we go. Okay, there's my washer. Now let me place back the cap driver. Look, that huge difference. Look, all the gap that we eliminate just by adding those two washers to the rail. It's almost touching the arm, but I still have space, you see? We still have space, so the ring can move around the arm. This is a huge difference. Trust me, I already run tests, and I work with 3 very hard structure caps, and they stitch out perfectly. At the end of this video, I will put the video so you can see it. So look at this. Okay, once you place back your cap driver, after you put those washers here at the rail, you need to turn off your machine. It has to be off, and you have to test to see if you can rotate the cap driver and not scratching the arm. So there we go. And that is one of the tests that you have to do. I mean, if you can hear that it's barely touching, that's okay. When it's running, trust me, it won't affect the performance of the cap driver. But you need to make sure that the cap driver, it's close to the arm, but also you need to leave a little gap so the ring can obviously work or rotate around the arm. No scratching surface. Now, Christian, our tech, has challenging me to stitch his sweaty cap right here because apparently this is very hard.
Oh wow, that's good. Look, it's even Carhartt. It's really sturdy.
And I can feel it, it's so hard. Probably, I don't know if you can notice it, but I think this is the most hard cap that I have seen. So we're gonna stitch this. Okay, it's done. It seems like had no issues at all. One thread break on 15,411 stitches, not bad. And to be honest, I have never seen a cap this stiff, this hard. Okay, there we go.
Oh wow, that's good. Look, it's even Carhartt. It's really sturdy.